G'day, Cameron Cleary from RFI. We've had such a great response from the Roam Connect pack that we thought we'd come into the head office in Sydney here today and talk a little bit about the antennas that are included in that pack. So let's go have a look and see what's inside. For us here at RFI, it's always been about what's inside that counts. And we've been manufacturing this type of antenna for well over 20 years. With more than 100,000 of these antennas out in the market, they've proven themselves time and time again, not only in a mission critical solution, but also in the recreational four-wheel drive market. Built out of our Melbourne facility down in Bayswater, we've been using these type of antennas for many years now. So let's have a look specifically at what's inside. For us, it's what's inside that counts. So we use a printed circuit board, a PCB designed solution, which is patented to RFI. No one else does this on the inside of their antennas. It's a circuit board that runs the full length of the antenna with a copper strip that runs from top to bottom. The Perspex is a flexible type solution, so there's no heavy metals or solid areas or any solder points or anything like that in the antenna, which can be affected by the heat and cold with expanding and contraction within the antenna. Other antennas can experience that, and sometimes you can hear them rattling as they fall apart on the inside. Our antenna won't do that. It's constantly pushing towards the outside of the radome, which is actually part of the feature and design of the antenna, so it gives it a full 360-degree performance out of the antenna, and it gives you the gain, the highest point of gain, at the horizon level where you want it. It doesn't shoot it off into the sky. The most dampened point of the antenna is here just above the spring, and that's where we bring in the cable and we solder it to the base. So they can sit and shake all day on the front of your diesel or over corrugations and not fall apart or break at that important point of the antenna. We use a double shielded cable, so 5 meters of cable factory terminated with an FME or an SMA connector, runs into the antenna and then it's secured at that point. You want as much signal from the device into the antenna, and in the reverse, as much signal that the antenna can pick up you want transmitted into either your cell phone or your CB radio. This gives our antenna superior performance again. You want as much of that 5-watt radio transmitting out through this antenna, so you get much better coverage. People can hear you, and most importantly, you can hear people who are transmitting into you. There are many different springs and spring variants of our designs. So we do a CD version of this antenna, which is a non-removable version. Can't take the whip off, it's all secured from top to bottom. Then we do a CDR and a CDQ version. The CDQ version is the flagship, which you'll see on most highway patrol vehicles. The CDQ antenna also uses a very low loss N-type connector. It's a commercial connector, which means there's not a lot of loss where you're separating the whip and the base of the antenna. This area can also get full of dirt and mud, so we do make it so that you can actually replace the N-type connector if it does get filled up with dirt, or if you're removing the antenna from your bull bar for any particular reason. Because of that connection in there, again, you're using a truly passive antenna solution with no other bits of metals or switchings required, so you can change the gain levels when you need to. If you're in a different type of terrain, you can change those levels of antennas. You can go from high gain to low gain, and you can change in many different environments. These antennas have been around, as I said, for about 20 years or so now, and have proven themselves in our markets time and time again. So if you would like more information about this range of antennas, you can find us on the RFI website, where you can also find our dealers and even the specifications sheets to any of these type of antennas. Thank you very much for listening in today.